Join discord.gg/flat earth and enter a VC check-in room, and someone will come along to VC verify you to get involved with the conversation about our earth.
Allyson Part 2.
Wait, what? I missed the beginning of this. What are we talking about?
She was just deciding what she was going to prove us wrong on. So far, she hasn't decided on anything.
Oh, I forgot that I have my headphones in. But
Yeah, you got
how you know
Prove us
that
wrong on what point?
how you know that you and I are talking about two differently defined things when we're saying measurement is I'm literally just talking about a distance. Obviously, that's not the same as what you're talking about when you said measure, right?
Sure. Well, I'm not sure. Can I ask a follow-up question? So where do
Are
you
you
draw?
gonna ask me if I can like go the distance in a toe-to-toe with like, Mike Tyson is to make it make sense? I don't know.
I literally couldn't follow that line of thinking. I'm not sure what you were thinking right
Like
there,
an
but
actual measurement, like an actual measure of a distance, like 5 steps, 10 paces,
yeah. Okay,
or
yeah.
12 feet, is different than the measure of a man, or like my like. Do I measure up to be the fine gentleman that my mom and dad raised me to be? Or those are two clearly different.
Yes, that's a good example of two different uses of the same word. I do feel like we're using them in the same way, which but had nothing to do with measuring up, or I do feel like we were using them in the same way. Yeah.
Awesome. Can we get onto something a little bit more substantial then, being as we understand we're not talking with the same words?
Say it again.
Can we get onto something a little bit more substantial then, being as we understand that we're using words?
Are you asking my permit? Like, what's the question? Are you asking if I'm okay with that?
There was a weird transition there where we were talking about measurements of the curvature of the Earth, and you kind of went into a psychological talk, and we were just talking about agreeable measurements that everyone agrees on, and it's not a in your head kind of thing. It's just this is a physical measurement. So that's all we want to talk about at the moment.
So I'm going to respond to that if I may.
Go for it.
So how did we decide what was an inch, what was a centimeter,
we came up with a measurement, and then we all agreed on it, and then there's a standard for it. Yep.
Yes, and it's the same fucking thing for every
construct. It's physical.
By the way,
physical.
Stop. I'm still talking. It's the same.
I know, but it's physical. You're wrong. You're wrong.
You're wrong. I'm sorry. It's the same method. People had to validate this. It has to be reliable,
okay.
valid.
Can you give me a meter of feelings?
What?
Give me a meter of feelings. Can I have a meter? Maybe 2 meters of feelings. That might work better.
But just a cup.
Well, I mean,
feelings will work.
It doesn't work.
Wait, Timbo. Can we know what is 1 inch, 2.5 centimeter, 1 meter, 1 yard, 1 foot? Can we know what?
I mean, of course we do. But again, when we were talking about measure, and she gave her examples, it involved an IVDV. Now,
what do you mean? No,
it did.
It did.
So no, that's the context in which I was speaking about that. That's
what I said. You cut me off to tell me what I said. What was wrong with what I was saying?
Say it again.
What was wrong with what I was saying? You cut me off to say what I was saying.
So here's my thing is, like, my Discord just paused, and then I heard nothing, and then I heard everybody speaking like chipmunks. So I was just I'm catching up.
Oh, okay.
So, yes.
Oh, no, yeah. I was saying that, another way to determine that how I was using the definition of measuring, and you were using it, is you used an IVDV in your example earlier. What I'm talking about doesn't include that.
Yeah. So to be fair, what I was talking about earlier also didn't include that. I was using that in example. You asked me about, give me an example about defining relationships and why you would study this and what would the IV and DV be, and I gave that, right? So, but measuring a variable, period, whether, no matter what it is, even if it's like an irrelevant thing, is the same. There's no, you don't need a fucking regression equation to.
It's really not. I mean, it's the fields. I mean, it kind of cheapens the fields that are out there. I mean, because housework is housework, right? Like, people that lay founded in engineering is engineering, and psychology and, things of that nature is something of its own. Like, I don't know why the marrying of these two things has to happen, because they don't. It has nothing. What a chair is and the dimensions of the chair have nothing to do with anything other than it's this by this unit.
Yeah,
And what we're saying is the units that they've used is, well, we use miles or kilometers, and the thing is, the horizon is this distance. That's the measure we're talking about. And we're talking about how actually, even though they say that, even though the arguments are based on that all the way up into 2020, because we pointed out how that's incorrect, nobody uses those arguments anymore. But we've gone so far away from that initial point that I made it's not even funny.
So number one, we're using measure in the same way, and that's where I understand it's really easy to get lost in like housework versus psychological constructs and how measurement could possibly be the case. But yeah, and even if you don't follow that.
All right, let's say they're the same, but what's that got to do with the geometry of the Earth?
Yes. Thank you. That's where I was getting to. I'm like, but I'm not sure why we're even talking. But you made it a point to say we use the word measure differently. I felt the need to assert that it wasn't.
All right, no worries. Just for the sake of continuing the conversation, say it's exactly the fucking same. I don't care. What's that got to do with my point about the geometry of the Earth? Because I made the point, but if you didn't want to engage it, that's also fine. That's also fine.
Sure. What does the difference between how we define measure have to do with the geometry of the Earth?
How is it related? Like the point that I made about the hard numbers that are on the table that we can falsify, that have been falsified. What does what you're saying have to do with what I just said?
So I guess my question would be, what is falsified?
Oh, God. Well, before your question, this whole thing, right? We cleared up the whole measurement thing, and so just take it as read. The bottom line is there's a number based on dimensions.
What do you mean by take it as read?
Like, instead of going, well, what's been falsified and yada yada yada, like, because someone has already told you yesterday.
I'm trying to understand the point of the. I'm trying to understand like where you're going. Yeah, I don't know.
It's not a question. It's very simple. It's very simple. They devise arguments about. They devise arguments. They devise arguments about how much obstruction buildings have, turbines have, cities have, based on 1.2 times the square root of the observer's height in feet. Now, what's included in that is, in fact, is the main, the foundation of it is that the horizon is geometric and the Earth is curving at this rate, and that's why the horizon is blocking this amount of stories in this building for this whack ass 2016 argument that I've given you, right? Fast forward to 2020, we say, wait a minute, the horizon's not geometric. That's obviously false. So everything laid down on your premise that the horizon was geometric has to also subsequently be false, is the point that I made earlier.
Okay. So what I would say to that is, so if you think this is no longer a useful way of measuring something, okay, we're noticing that this is not a useful way of looking at the horizon. What is the alternative?
Well, it's funny you asked that question, because what's interesting is that there's kind of that's a mortal wound for the globe, because we can't look at an alternative. It has to be true specifically because of all the subsequent math, like the elliptical orbits, like the distance to the sun, like gravity, and the math that goes into that is all based on that one premise being true. So there is no alternative.
That's completely not the case. And a lot of times people that aren't ingrained in the field.
What's not the case specifically?
Yeah, what's not the case? Specifically.
Take it away, guys, but please be gentle. We got time. We can't rush it all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, not rushing it, but I'm still waiting for an answer to your question. So what was specifically not right?
For explanation, like giving a better way. So that's where I'm going to push back on you and say, like, okay, so say that isn't the best explanation. Like, you better come with a better one.
Yeah, we can. So the horizon's an optical phenomenon, depending on the atmospheric conditions and the technology that you use. It's optical, it moves around. The claim that they made about the Earth being a ball is the horizon is physical. That's why we can't see that boat, for example, physical obstruction. So what Elijah's trying to point out to you is, being as we've removed the idea that the horizon's physical, because we can demonstrate it moves around, then what other way is there to look at it? The old way of looking at it, as in a physical obstruction, has been debunked, and the new way of looking at it is, as I just stated, the horizon is a limitation of your view depending on the conditions of the day and the optics that you use. That's what the horizon is. What
I
have you got to say to that?
Yeah. So I don't know if you cut out. I didn't hear you say that.
Say what?
I didn't hear you say that prior to just right now.
Okay, well, I've said it now, so what do you say?
Thanks for answering my question.
Cool. So you understand that's the new way of looking at it. That's what the horizon is. That we look at it and in the right way now. It's an optical phenomena. It's not the geometric curve of the Earth. That's
and how does that? Yeah, I guess how does that further our understanding? Because I'm like, okay, how we define things, you know, is important, but also like, how does that help us, right? So if it's important for you to define it this way, got it. Now, what are you doing with that information? How does that help further any understanding? I'm curious.
Well, what that does is it removes. Yeah, I'll answer it. Yeah, I'll answer it. So it removes the idea that the horizon is optical. Sorry, it removes the idea that the horizon is physical. So that's the old way of thinking. What it does further is it demonstrates that there is no direct measurement of the curvature of the Earth. How could there be, right? Being as they claimed that the physical horizon was physical and had a measurement to it. Being as we've moved the horizon around, right? Then we've demonstrated that there is no physical measurement of the curvature of the Earth. No one has obviously dug down to the center of the Earth to get the radius, come out the other side to get the diameter, right? So this was the only way that they said that they got a direct measurement of drop over distance. That was their claim. Remember that they said that they can't see boats because the physical curve of the Earth was in the way. As soon as we move the physical curve of the Earth, we have to understand that if the water's not curved, it's flat.
And so if you were to sum up in one sentence what that adds to what we already understand, or how that changes how we understand things, it would be...
Well, we understand there's no direct measurement of the curvature of the Earth.
No, I mean...
Yeah, that would be a question better pointed at the people who claim that there is, because That's what we're saying. The step that we're all at right now is that claim isn't true, and it's tied to all of the other math. And the only way they could have taken, well, one of the prominent ways that they've taken measurement is an unusable method according to them. So we're asking, what's up with that? So it's like, how do we? It's not we didn't come up with that claim. So I would like to know how they would think about going about it after that.
Sure. Yeah, and I guess my whole point was to ask. So pretend we're all the scientists that are, coming up with these things and and making these realizations and studying these things, right? Measuring them, whatever. And then we're like, okay, the better way to look at this is it's not a geometrical point, right? And how that furthers our knowledge or our ability to look at anything and understand anything
Funny enough, the way
I would like to know what the blank is. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, we already practically use it as a level plane. So that's the problem. Nothing would actually change because we don't actually consider it to be a globe in the first place on our everyday to day. So nothing would really change. Like, as a matter of fact, I'm going to post something in the chat in a second.
But I mean, there are a lot of people and professions that do, right? That is important. Right?
No.
Because otherwise, why are we here? I mean, why are we even discussing this if it's not important to any profession?
No, I mean their religiosity behind it might be important to them, but the way that they do things practically on a day-to-day basis won't change.
Allyson, can I ask a question?
You're quiet. We can't hear you.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Yes.
There you are.
Do you know why these people think that the Earth is flat?
Are you asking me? Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I guess I would, from based on what information I've heard is what I can observe with my eyes.
But can you tell me the one? I know that everyone here in room will repeat that the one most important thing why they think that Earth is flat. That the Earth is not a globe. Look at this. This is better even.
Okay, so don't make me guess. Just tell me.
Tell me one, and I will tell you yes or no.
No. How about you just tell me?
How I just tell you? Okay, there is no drop over distance in reality. Every sphere has drop over distance. Ping pong ball, basketball, big balls, 100-meter balls, 2 kilometers balls, and Earth like a ball. Every of that spheres has a drop over distance. The big ball, it's at 25,000 miles circumference. Sorry, because of my English, it's a third language. 40,000 kilometers. That means with the radius of 3,959 miles, that means 6,000 something kilometers. And that's telling you how much, on which height and what distance should be that drop on the Earth, That's what all kids will learn tomorrow in school. They will go in school and they will listen this lecture. The teacher will say, kids, we are today learning about Earth dimensions, and that's what I tell you now. What I told you before, that's what kids will learn. That means everybody is learning that. Okay, great. Let's go now in reality, and you will find also videos on YouTube, and not on YouTube. You find out how horizon work. That means the horizon work like that. That on the 8-inch above the sea level, that you have the horizon on 1 mile. You have the guy explaining everything, how is that work. And then after that, it's starting that drop, like in every ball, The problem is when you go in reality and when you make observation, you see the physical water and seeks the level, and you call that sea level, and you see that water, and you see 10 miles, 20 miles, 30 miles, 40 miles, 50 miles in every beach, everywhere around the world. And you make conclusion. If I see 10 miles, I see the flat water because I see that, not because I zoom it even. I made my own observation. Look, but there is other observation, 20 miles, 30 miles, even from airplane, 1,000 miles. Okay, this is reality. There is no drop over distance. That means if it's not drop over distance, what it is.
And so you're saying measurement is not reality. Is that right? Or no?
What? No, I'm saying measurement is reality.
Okay. So
we have we have observation with 1 foot observation. You need to have geometrical horizon 1.22 miles. We have an oil rig that is the oil rig what is built there. The people put it there to take the petrol from the and they put it there and they know the distance to that oil rig because you cannot put the oil rig like in the middle of the Pacific or Atlantic Ocean. It's there, and that you know the distance. And then you see the horizon behind that oil rig, and you ask yourself, but this horizon should be 1.22 miles, because our kids are learning that in school tomorrow. But no, this horizon is 10 miles. What is going on? Our kids is learning that tomorrow in school. Oh yeah, but what is going on? It's not there. It's changing even every day.
Stop.
Is it funny? I will tell you something. What is more funny?
No,
you need to live with the nature now, because, for example,
have you ever inappropriately laughed? I'm doing it right now. I'm so sorry.
Okay, great. If you think maybe because of social education, also I studied 2 years. Doesn't matter. You think maybe this is some kind of peer group, but it's not peer group. This is the people who only realize the reality, nothing else, But statistically, if you want to know, I'm not flat earther, for example, statistically, because 45 years I was thinking that Earth is a globe. That means 6 years of flat Earth. That means 45 if you might.
What did you say statistically? Something.
Statistically, I'm telling you that I'm more globe earther than flat earther.
I don't understand what that means. Maybe statistically, you're more of a globe earther.
Yeah, but science can prove that.
I guess you lost me there. I did hear everything you said before that, and I was very into
I'm 51 years old. I was 45 years the globe believer, and now I'm not anymore. That means I'm 6 years. But science saying that I'm more glober than flat earther. Because 45, 51.
So I guess, I think
51 minus 6 is 45. That means 45. You can make also percentually how much is that more.
To be fair, I do think. Gosh, I just want to hug you. I like you a lot. So.
I do know. I'm proud about one thing, not about person. I'm proud about natural law. And I'm mostly proud about sea level. They are doing every time the same thing, They're seeking the level, sea level seeking the level, and natural law always is working,
Mm-hmm.
I got a question.
Entropy shit.
You have a question?
Yeah. So what's the force that's causing water to seek its level?
Oh, yes.
Oh, what's the force? I will tell
That's
you.
what I was saying about identifying a thing.
I will tell you which force. The water.
You got
quiet all of a sudden.
No one knows.
Water needs container. It's in container.
Specifically out of Neil deGrasse Tyson's mouth when he's talking about gravity. What it is, I don't know. So that's what I'm talking about laws, things going down, things going up, things doing what it does. It's just what it does. That's why it's called a law, because it does it always.
There is no force.
Yeah.
There is no force. Listen, the water is in container, and above is air. Do you understand?
No.
Say that again.
Yeah, just because you name
Water
something
is
doesn't
in
mean this.
container because must be contained. All
Yeah.
above water is air.
Rolling.
It's funny these
It's another medium.
having to name things is really funny. Just because something does something, you assume that there's a force attracting it to the center of the earth. Yeah, that's what you're getting at, aren't you?
Identifying what is happening.
Yeah, I only ask
Try
because
to identify. Excuse me. What is your name?
I'm trying to.
Yeah.
I don't know, Allison.
Right.
You just been.
I'm sorry. You go ahead.
You've been disingenuous this whole time.
Told him to not to do it
be honest.
before.
I'm sorry.
Just because
about white knighting before.
No, he's trying to say that she's not that.
Yeah, no,
Disingenuous. Hold on, GP. He's trying to say that not to put words in your mouth. I heard what you're saying. So he's trying to say she's being disingenuous. Now that could be something that could be interpreted. So, what's your point about bringing that up? If she's disingenuous or not, what does that have to do with the conversation?
No, I was just asking about water.
Okay, so you didn't answer my question at all. So is that the way you respond in here?
No, it's just a feeling.
You better.
Can I answer his question about water? Can I answer that?
Yeah, when you say water finds its level, you're.
I understood what you asked. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
So what is driving it to find its level?
So just because something does something, you have to assume that there's a force that does something. Sticking it to a ball, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm just wondering, what does it mean for water to find its level?
Water finds its level is just a description of what water does. So there's no any extra added, unless you're saying, but when it comes to the Earth, this is equidistant with the center of a sphere, which we don't live on because it's supposedly an oblate spheroid or the WGS-82 model, whatever the fuck it is.
So does something have to act on the water for it to find its level, or
whether it does or doesn't? When we say water finds its level, it's because we're describing what's happening.
Yeah.
Is that
That's a good question. That it's like, okay, so what does that say? Does something have to act on it?
Might I interject here? Might I interject for one moment? Okay. Here's what.
Finally, Allison says something right.
Hold on. All of the oceans have what in common? They have something that they all have in common. All oceans.
Salinity.
Hold on. Could I finish? All oceans have shores. Can you tell me one single piece of land that doesn't have a shoreline? They all have shorelines. They're all contained.
Yeah.
That's the force. The shoreline. They're contained.
I'm not going to lie. I was hoping for something more profound.
That is an axiom of an ocean.
It's just the truth.
I'm saying when it comes to axioms, people go, okay, now lay down an intricate argument for this. And it's like, no, it's just an axiom. That's what we've been trying to tell y'all for like 10 years.
Yeah, I think an argument could be made for gravity being an axiom as well.
Can you demonstrate an instance where water is not level?
Yes.
When?
Yeah.
How
many times have you seen a wet t-shirt contest?
Yeah.
Come on. A large body of water. Can you demonstrate any large body of water not being level?
Oh. I mean, I can demonstrate it on a small scale, but on the scale of an ocean, that's much harder.
Let's just let it fit. Can I just where?
So
you can't demonstrate it.
A water droplet.
I'm so
sorry. One at a time.
Surface tension causes the water to curve.
That's not gravity, mate. That's not gravity.
No, but it's water not being level. That's what you asked me.
But do you know that's got to do with that's got nothing to do with a force.
I know, but I'm answering the question.
No,
you give me an example of. But then you shifted the goalpost by saying, "Well, can you show me an example of a large body of water?"
Okay, so you answered that. So let's shift it to a large body.
Oh, okay. So what was the point of that question then?
So have you
See,
ever
large
seen a
body
large
of
body
water,
of
maybe it's
water
curving also.
curving?
So who is speaking?
Can I fucking finish my sentence?
Can I finish
What
something,
is?
Allison?
Yeah, I want to know your name. Sorry.
Sorry, I'm talking to him. Cheapy,
Turin?
can you demonstrate a large body of water curving to a rate of 3959 radius?
3959 radius? What?
What? So that's
Answer the question. Can you demonstrate water, a large body of water curving to the rate of 3959 mile radius?
You already said that. Yeah, I would say.
3959.
What is level?
Radius.
Like define level. Are we defining
I'm not
level
talking
yet?
to you. Sorry.
I don't care. Yeah, I'm saying.
That's good.
I'm not talking.
He wasn't talking to you.
I did define level. I did define level earlier. Sorry, in case anybody forgot.
Yeah. Cheapy, can you answer it directly or not?
I can show you a picture.
Oh boy.
Is that going to
Make
relate
sure
to the
all
rate?
of you are looking in the live stream voice chat.
I give up.
Could everybody just let?
Yeah, it's just like I'm just trying to get a simple answer out of him. Like it's not that hard a question. I don't think I used big words that you didn't understand. They were pretty normal words. So
No, yeah, I said it. I can show you a
When
picture.
you say level, I
Right.
did
Can you
like it was
show
a
me
little
a
bit
pic?
big for him.
Good. Can you show me a picture that relates to the 3959 mile radius, which equates to 8 inches per mile squared? Can you show me that, please?
And reference it in your picture, please. Thank you. We need a standard of measurement. So if you're going to show it in a picture, you have to delineate the metrics. So you got to show us exactly how the 3959 radius applies to your photograph. Is it all measured up? Show us.
Sure, I will. Just
Okay,
give me a moment. Give me a moment because I don't have that on hand.
Well, while you're searching, Sunny, I wanted to ask you, what do you mean by delineate the metrics?
What do I mean? The 3,959 radius is what they get. That's the metric of the ball you're supposed to be living on, or you think you're living on. So if you're going to bring a photograph, was I finished? No. So listen, if you're going to bring a photograph as photographic evidence, then you're going to have to delineate on the photograph exactly what standard of measurement or reference table you're using on the freaking picture.
Oh, like a legend.
To exactly 3,959 radius. Can you do that?
Okay. Yeah, I feel like that's okay. So, you used a lot of words to say something very simple. Yeah. That's what I was asking.
So you say you could do it, so do it.
No, I did not say that.
You said,
I'm not interested in that.
I did.
Okay, so you said you could do it, so bring it right now, put it in the live stream voice text.
All right, I got to find it.
Oh, you said you had it, now you have to go find it.
No, I said I can show you.
Okay, great. And it's going to delineate, that's going to relate exactly to that radius.
Sunny.
Wait, Timbo. What a question did you ask? Timbo?
Yes. Yes, dear.
Exact drop rate curving Earth with that picture. No, nothing else. That picture will show exact geometrical rate. Sorry, Allyson, because I know that geometry hurts you, but it's not social science, but it's okay.
Sasha, on your coffee break, did you turn into Sunny? Because she was directly asked. She goes, Sunny. She asked me a question, and you started talking.
Yeah, I was just saying, Sunny, what are you having for dinner tonight?
Irrelevant.
Wow. You're not here to talk. You're not.
Oh my God.
Topic, are you? You're not here to talk about the topic, are you? Like, you came in. You seem to be a nice person, but any time that we've ever asked you about the topic of this server, you divert and never answer the questions. And then you come up with a psychological topic, trying to psychoanalyze people.
She can answer my question. Why these people think the Earth is flat? And she can answer.
Yeah, great.
Yeah. Only that, Alison. Don't need nothing else. If you know why this, you will repeat, and that will be so great, and everybody will make applause for you.
I had a question.
Can we just wait for Allyson to reply to?
She's
I put her on mute for her last derail, but I'll take her off.
She can reply if she's muted.
Can you reply to Sasha's question, Allyson, please?
Sasha's question. So my whole thing is I wasn't involved in this questioning. I was while
doing it again, not answering.
Yeah, so can you please be quiet or mute yourself if you have a hard time?
I'll just pop you on mute if you don't answer.
Oh, jeez. Come on. Let her speak.
Oh, there you go.
It was simply, there you go, white knighting again. It was a simple question. Sasha, it's an important question too, because she's been here for 2 days, which probably equates to about 5 hours, and she still doesn't know why we think the Earth is flat. It's a simple question.
Is she doing one of her psychology tests on us dumb flat earthers? She's doing an experiment on us? Is that what's happening right now?
Ask the question again, Sasha, just so she's clear about what it is?
Yeah, I want to know if she knows why we think that Earth is not a globe, or whatever. Why we think that?
Yeah, because you look with your eyeballs and see that it's flat.
That's it.
That mean that you didn't listen anything what did I said 20 minutes ago. Is that true?
No, I am really.
Can you repeat? Can you repeat what I was saying to you when I was saying to you?
So number one.
Okay.
So do I have to respond in a yes or no format before you mute me again, or do I?
Can you make shortly like a shortly story? Sasha,
I'm not sure I can. It might be long. Sorry.
Okay, that means that you still don't know why these people think that Earth is not a globe because you didn't listen to me.
I promise you, I listened to everything that you said. Hand to God.
Can you tell me what is the most important thing? Because I said to you that one.
No, I'm not going to say.
I will repeat to you again. The most important thing is that every sphere has drop over distance. That drop over distance has no.
Yes, I heard you say that 50 times.
Yeah.
I am.
Okay, great. Why? Okay.
You don't want to repeat it back to him. Is that correct?
Yes. Do I need to do that? Is that a requirement?
Do you know why? Because, for example, if is this
why would that be a requirement?
I will give you example. If you are speaking about making bread and yeast and making salt and putting water, that means that I need to tell you about that yeast, salt, and water. But if I speak now about basketball has nothing to do with the yeast, water and salt. In this moment I want to tell you what is important for these people. It's a geometrical shape, physicality itself, and that's the point where we are. And about that, because on the end, look at the title of this server, how it's called. It's not called it's not called social science, it's not called moon, it's not called bread, it's not called Sasha, it's called 24/7 flat earth. Why these people think that Earth is flat? That was my question. Like, why you fucking you for sure believe we are some cult people or something like that, And then I realized, look at these people.
God rocking. Go on mute.
Oh,
You're hot micing.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
If I real quick could jump in for a second, Sasha, because she asked, why is it important for her to say that, what you're talking about spheres? The reason why it's important is because it's the truth. And that's what we're trying to get to, with the truth. We're about truth.
I know that nobody thinks this is important. The only time that my dear friend there cursed at me is when I was talking about geometry and I spoke with her for at least a couple hours. That hurt my heart, but like I said, cognitive dissonance is painful.
Why would it take 2 hours?
Yeah.
No, we were just having a conversation.
Attention on deck. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't possibly understand things in less than 2 hours. But in any case, yeah, I guess it was I did feel like this was like a decent conversation. I do think that people are being really nasty right now. And
Nobody cares. What is your scientific evidence for your spinning ball space monkey religion?
Wait, have you asked me what I...
What is your scientific evidence for your spinning ball space monkey religion? Very easy question. So please provide the scientific evidence right now.
What are you talking about?
Oh my God.
See what we had to go through?
Wow.
You're a glober? That is
not
So I understand now that who are you? They defer to you.
Who am I?
Nobody.
Who are you? What's my favorite color? Shut up. Anyone else?
Well, we are waiting on a paper from her still that she says she's aware of, which shows gravity acting as an air container.
Hello, guys. Hello.
Yeah, she told us.
Well, she doesn't have any scientific evidence for a spinning ball space monkey religion. Let's start with gravity. Which gravity are you talking about?
Gravity. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm unmuted.
Oh my gosh. Feigned exasperations are not answers to questions. I'm going to ask you again. I'm going to ask you a series of questions because you said gravity. So, these are going to follow logically. Which gravity are you referring to?
When did I say gravity?
Oh my God. Heretic.
Yeah. The paper you told us you were going to get. Remember, you said you were aware of a paper that shows gravity acting as an air container.
Okay, so here's my thing. And I'm sorry, this is a personal thing, but I'm not interested in being silent.
Shut up. We don't care what you're interested in. Looks like if you don't show evidence for gravity, because I trust Heretic, he's not going to lie. You had claimed gravity. You will answer this question or you will not speak in here. Which gravity are you referring to? Yeah.
He's gone. He's gone.
Is this a new form of trolling? What do people like her are doing? Is this a new form, a way to troll?
Call that motor.
No, okay. Listen, I don't think she know. I don't think she understand. She's not trolling.
It's a moped.
She's got you fooled, Cambo.
Yeah, she definitely understands. She knows what the server is. She came here, and she would not talk about what we're.
That's what I meant at that point.
What was it? Who?
She's back. Which gravity are you referring to?
I'm sorry, I'm not answering any of your...
Okay, then you'll go on mute. Next.
What? Oh my God! What the fuck is wrong with these people?
I don't know.
Pretender clowns.
I think she's.
It's kind of hard to find V8 these days.
I would have just picked that fucking gravity just to keep Quantum Eraser happy.
Or Allyson, open TikTok channel.
I think she's from a school of mental invalids. Don't pick up.
Hey,
the Wizard of Oz, dude. It's like the Wizard of Oz.
Sonny, were you waiting 4 years to do that?
I'm like, why did I get muted? It's okay, I'm muted up.
Why are you trolling us with that loudness?
I put you on mute, Sonny. Your mic is worse than a busted chainsaw. So who's running this show? Where's Heretic at?
I'm right here. I'm not really running it. I just wanted to get that paper that she said she was going to run and grab for us yesterday.
Oh, was that yesterday?
Yep, still waiting. She was here for 4 hours talking about everything else today. I wasn't really talking much, though.
Okay. All right.
Every time I look at your icon, I'm wondering if you're going to finish that cigarette.
Sorry about that, you guys. I apologize.
I gotta admit, she had me fooled for about the first hour tonight. She had me fooled. I thought she was
first hour. What were you asking her about? Your favorite colors?
I was just listening. Well, she just seemed like a genuine person. Like she, and I don't know.
Why would it take an hour?
Yeah, that's the thing. Everybody else thought it was a debate instead of it just being a conversation.
What this is the 24/7 Flat Earth Discord. People that come in here need to provide evidence for their spinning ball space monkey religion. Not their feelings, not their favorite colors, not what they think about the how wet water is. No.
Everybody was playing. Possum earlier.
But it's okay. Go ahead.
Everybody was playing possum earlier, so.
Oh, is that what was there? Yeah, I got it.
I was cursing flat earthers out. So I mean, what do you want me to do? Nobody was talking.
For God's sake, Elijah, you did like a fuck for 1 hour. You was good.
Well, I was being about the friendliest I've ever been, just trying to have a conversation like Elijah says. But I guess I screwed it up and I asked her to present evidence of any of her claims, and she said I was triggering.
I guess I screwed it up because I didn't have the right mic on. Sorry about that.
Had she figured out how to read the chat yet?
I think you all were being pretty nice. I mean, some of us are quite a bit more strict, that's for sure. But and it wasn't nasty.
I don't know. 24/7 niceness Discord.
Nice Discord.
I must be in the wrong forum. Is there a nice forum that I can attend?
You're in it, bro. Hey, you're in it, bro.
You ruined everything. And me, maybe.
Yeah, stop being so nice. We looked it up. That ain't so fucking nice.
Doesn't get you anywhere anyway. You're the mean guy as soon as you ask for evidence.
So QE, I asked her for the metric on the photo. This because they were going to bring photo as evidence of the ball Earth. So I said, okay, the photo has to have it delineated, the metrics of the 3,959 radius on the photo. So we can use that as a reference. You need to have a standard of measurement. And then she answered with, Sonny, what are you having for dinner?
That's a fact.
That's a
What are you having for dinner?
Well, that's an immediate mute then.
Yeah, that's what I did. Put her right on mute, but we gave her more chances foolishly.
Right.
Haven't thought about dinner, right? A large lunch.
Big sandwich, huh?
Nothing wrong with that.
It's freaking 85 degrees outside. So
it's warm here.
Yeah, worse. I got 98.
I know, man. I'm glad of it.
And no rain in 6 weeks.
I'm a native. 79. Oh, cool down. It was 82 today. That was freaking blistering for me.
McBooger Ear couldn't prove shoelaces exist.
And Allison would need a freaking statistical model to tie her shoe, and I'm going to stick to that.
Statistical model?
That's what she was trying to use as measurement. We were talking about measurement. She was talking about something like a statistical or sociological model or whatever.
What?
Yeah, that's what we were saying. What? Exactly.
You should stay on mute then.
Wait a minute, what? I should stay on mute?
She should stay on mute for that.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I mean, Elijah was doing a very good job, and I appreciate what he was trying to put forth and to continue the conversation, because it unravels, and then
you just watch it unravel slowly, and you just keep going, and it unravels all the way to the very end till there's nothing there at all. Then the big silence.
Well, if it's Elijah and he said it was going on for 2 hours, I'd have a ZZ Top beard by the time he got to the end.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Shit. 39 in the panel.
What about Mick Whitsitt? That's fucking hilarious. Did you catch the latest? Since it's quieted down in here.
What's that?
I'll post it.
The latest dress length? I don't know.
Mick Whitsitt's pretty funny. There we go. At your leisure. I was asking for you, Sonny, last night. You wouldn't come off mute.
I was unconscious.
What are we looking at?
I go to sleep early now. Sun sets, I run out of steam.
That's funny. I seen you typing in live stream.
Who, me from earlier?
Yeah, last night when you said you were unconscious. You must unconsciously type.
Wait a minute. I'll have to go back and look. Did I type? When did I type?
I don't know. I thought I seen you type, and it might have been later on. I don't know.
Yeah. No,
I was just relieved that you caught the contradiction.
Listen. I actually heard you, but I couldn't get up. Like I was in bed, and I was like, I had.
Oh, wait a second! Now you're fucking lying. You said you were unconscious.
Yeah, okay, I lied. Okay, I lied. I was. It was a white lie, though. I actually couldn't make it from the bed to the thing, whatever that thing was, and I think it was just a mouse, only a little more than arm's length reach, and I couldn't reach it. Literally.
So like ping pong paddle. My mom's a little white lie. It's not going to hurt anyone.
Yeah, it's not true. They're all bad. So, yeah.
Well, good. At least you admitted.
Yeah, but I enjoy hearing you on there even last night when I was about to be unconscious. And I was fading out. It was a done deal. It was over. The day was done. So,
what's up with Danny DeVito?
Boy, we got a whole boatload of people in here. What's going on? Jetty!
Yeah. It just went up to 40. It just went up to 40.
Jetty's here.
Who's Jedi? I don't know anybody by that name. I know who Jedi is. Don't know who Jedi is, though.
You didn't answer my I sent you a message regarding the Black Swan, and you didn't answer me.
Oh, mate, do you know what? You did, and I didn't respond. You are correct. I feel so sorry. I'm really sorry, man. Been really busy.
I wasn't calling you out with it. I was just saying, don't lose focus of the main point. Your point is, I got your point, but that's not the point of the argument.
Oh, I know.
All right.
Yeah, he knew.
I know you got my back, buddy. I know you got my back.
All the time, every day.
Sorry, you've got my 6.
Exactly.
So what's going down, guys? Anything interesting going on? What's new with you, John?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Well, we did have an interaction, a brief. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say we. I had a brief interaction with Allison, as in reference to Heretic. Said that Allison claimed gravity, and that she had a paper that gravity was some type of container. So obviously, I stopped the discussion and asked Allison for some more clarity, and asked her right from the beginning, what gravity is she talking about? And then she proceeded about telling me, I don't know, that 5 people shot JFK, and her socks were in a bunch, and such like that. So I ended up muting her.
Oh.
Now, why did you ask her which gravity is she talking about?
Yeah,
why did I ask her?
Yeah, I'm curious, yes.
Didn't I say clarity?
Well, I know, but you said gravity in containers, so I was wondering what was that? Why were you asking? I'm just curious where you're going with.
Well, before you have gravity as a container, as belly laughing hilarious as that is, we need to identify if she knows what gravity actually is.
Okay, all right, yeah, okay. Yeah,
So
good.
not only her, but everyone that's listening. So everyone's clear on what she's claiming. Follow?
I would have considered it gibberish anyways, but yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, you have to do that so you can effectively communicate with each other. If she thinks that gravity is one thing and I'm thinking that gravity is another thing, and we don't establish that we can't communicate with each other, then it devolves into a shit show and miscommunication. Follow?
Oh, that's why I left earlier, because nothing was actually being said by Allyson. It's just a load of word salad, so I got bored and left. But it's interesting you tried to bring her back up on that point and she started talking about JFK. Brilliant, that's helpful.
JFK, that was just
interesting that came up, actually.
It wasn't exactly that. It was just hyperboils.
I get you.
Do you get bored, Jedi?
The term hyperboil, that was from MC McBooger Eater McToon, hyperboil.
He's definitely singing a different tune.
I guess he doesn't know how to pronounce hyperbole, so he said hyperboil.
That sounds like you want to visit to the doctors with a hyperboil. You need that last or something.
That's a combination between hyperbole and hyperbolic.
Sonny, you're gonna have to back away from your mic a little bit there, brother.
Yeah.
Sorry, I know this, and
it's like hyperboils and epitomes, in that vein.
So, sorry to jump in again, but we didn't get a demonstration of gas pressure without a container then.
Because there is.
I've been here, and not. I don't think that's going to ever happen because that would violate the second law of thermodynamics.
Yeah, exactly. A decrease in entropy. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Did I hear you say before, Jedi, that you got bored?
Yeah, I got bored. And left.
Been spending too much time on TikTok, mate.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, mate, I haven't been spending a lot of time on there recently, but yeah, the conversation earlier was boring me. I am moving at the moment, so there's a lot of packing and stuff that I've got to do, so I do apologise for not being around as much as I was.
You're all right, mate.
He better start getting his ass back in here.
Yeah, spoke to Mayhem Miggy earlier today. He will be back for sure. No drama.
Got it.
This is a good move, Jedi?
It's a positive move, mate. Yep, definitely in the right direction.
Awesome.
Lots of interesting things. Start a new job in 2 weeks, move to a new place in a week and a half, get married in the end of August, early September. So yeah, interesting times.
It's like getting a reconditioned motor.
Good to hear, man. Good to hear.
Pretty much. But doesn't mean that I can't stop in from time to time and stop people talking ridiculous and making stupid claims. So I still want Allyson to give me that demonstration of gas pressure without a container, but I guess that's not going to happen, right?
Please grace us with your presence and tell them to fuck off whenever you want.
Thanks, mate. Will do.
Allyson said she never made that claim.
Hold on, I can scroll up and find it if you want.
Yeah, it was yesterday she made it. She definitely made it. She said she cited the paper.
I have no doubt because Heretic said she did, so that's good enough for me.
Yeah. She said, I've cited the paper. I haven't read it, but I've seen the paper.
The paper. Yeah, that's as specific as she could get. The paper.
I haven't read it, but I saw the paper briefly in a drawer. What do you mean?
I don't know.
Somebody folded it up into a paper airplane and it went whizzing past my head. I saw the paper, but I didn't have a chance to read it.
Yeah, I saw the paper and I know what it had in it, but I didn't read it.
Brilliant.
You say you don't have Wi-Fi where you're going, Jedi?
I will have data on my phone, but I will not have a connection into my place for about 6 to 8 weeks. I need to get a new line sorted out. It's as off-grid as you can get, so I'm having to put it as on-grid as I want it. Let's put it like that.
You can make.
Gonna start growing shit?
I'm not going to start growing shit, mate.
Like food.
Yeah, okay, I'll rephrase that.
Yeah. So Alex has already got the idea of a vegetable garden and whatnot, so she's going to be in control of that whilst I'm at work. But yeah, pretty much. We're going to get some chickens as well, as you Australians like to call them, chooks. So we're going to get some chickens. Yep.
Keep those pesky foxes out.
Some orchards going if you got the land, That's always good. If your land's good for it. I don't know what kind of weather you guys got there, but
it's English weather. Shit.
It's England, mate.
Okay. No, bro.
But you're down south. You're going down south, though, aren't you? Further.
Well, I'm as down south as you can get, and I'm actually going a little bit further north. Ridiculous, right? So I'm going to be a northerner for a bit, even though it's about 60, 80 miles up, like north of London. It isn't actually the north of England by a long shot. But yeah, I'm moving about
getting away from the coast.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, I'm moving 150 odd miles away from where I am currently at the moment. So moving from Kent to Norfolk.
You guys got access to water?
Yes, mate. Yes.
It's an island.
Can't get rid of the bloody stuff. It falls from the bloody sky every bloody day.
Yeah, we should swap. We don't have enough.
No, you're all right. You can keep your bastard here.
Well, I say that, but all the reservoirs are full, so.
Well, that's good. Right, who's new in this server? I feel like scrolling down and unmuting people for shits and giggles. Is anybody new?
Cheapy.
Anybody? Who? Cheapy?
No, he's not new, but let's ask him about curvature of Earth.
I don't see the name in here, mate.
He actually was going to be bringing back a picture for us with the delineated demarcations and the standard of reference they use for measurement that equate to exactly 3,959 mile radius. So we're waiting for that from him. He said he was going to get it.
Yeah.
He did.
He actually did, yeah.
They don't understand. When they start talking to me, they are going to end up chasing their own tail back the hell out of here, looking for something they claim to have in the first place. Hilarious.
What is your profession?
See, old friend, I brought more soldiers than you did.